I'd like to bring up the MC of the night, Ms. Sonam. Give her a hand, please.
This is by far my favorite day of the entire track season. Okay. All right, we're going to start with a little exercise, okay? Everyone turn to your neighbor and repeat after me. Say, hello, friend. Hello, friend. How do you do? How do you do? I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm better looking than you. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start with a quote. I looked up a lot of track quotes when I was doing this to think of things that reminded me of the season and that really inspired me when I was thinking about all of the athletes. So, we're going to start with this quote. The glory of sport comes from dedication, determination, and desire. Achieving success and personal glory in athletics has less to do with wins and losses than it does with learning how to prepare yourself. So that at the end of the day, whether on the track and field or in life, you know that there was nothing more you could do or could have done to reach your ultimate goal. And that is from Jackie Joyner. All right, so I'd like all of the athletes to please stand. And think about, so my job today was to wrap up the season. Here it is in a nutshell. We had hundreds of medals throughout the season, 21 All-American medals in one day, wow. Dozens and dozens of PRs over the season. What else is there to say? Can we give our athletes to that, you can all sit. I'm going to call your name, and I do want you guys to stand because we're going to announce the 2018 college commits. I'm going to say their name and where they're committed to going. So if you are here, please stand. Kristen Ahrens, here. Prior Lake, Wisconsin Badgers. Caitlin Cheetah. St. Michael Alfredville, she's going to North Dakota. Shiv Janji from the Blake School is going to Colgate University. Sierra Arredondo from Hillbury is going to UMD. Destiny Truly from Park Center is going to Arkansas State. Bryn Sauer is going to the USC Trojans. Matt Hammerman, is he here? No? Okay, he is going to St. Thomas. Ava, Pagano is going to Loyola in Chicago. Tania Riley is going to Barker College. Tania, I know Tania's here, right? No? Okay. Natalie Anderson is going to Iowa State. Ethan Jones, University of Texas. Tyler Seelock, Bethel College. And Patricia Johnson, Iowa Western. Can we give our seniors? In terms of how many of our athletes go on to participate in track and field at the college level. All right, so next what we're going to do is we are going to introduce each coach, and their athletes will come up and we will present them with awards. And we're going to kind of move this along because sometimes it can get very long because we have so much to talk about and so many athletes to honor. And then in between we're going to do some student speeches, and then we will also have a presentation at the end. All right? So, we have our throws coaches. They come up, please. Coach Steve, who has coached with TME for 13 years. Coach Nicole, who has coached with TME for 3 years. And Coach Kiki, who has coached with TME for 4 years. And then we will decide what
All the throwers, please come up. Anyone involved in throws? Shot, discus, javelin, hammer.
Okay, so I'm going to announce the javelin throwers because I'll have the name for javelin coach. Miss Courtney, Naomi, Trinity, Hester, Dallas, Isaac,
and Ian. We got our shot put / discus thrower again.
I'm extremely honored to be with such a great group of young ladies, one that potentially may be going to the Olympics, and one that may be coaching at the next level, and definitely working with our next athletes. This other young lady is spectacular, dealing with our young people, the ones that may be in special need, and I really want to talk about this young lady that is sitting back there. Morgan Stanton, will you please stand up? Morgan. I did 13 years. That young lady was the one that was supposed to lead the dynasty, but life got in the way for now. I'll expect you to be back later and making great things happen and taking things to the next level more than I ever could do. All right, love all of you ladies. Thank you.
So I just wanted to give like a little, just a little background about why I coach some of you guys. I was sitting in your seats a long time, not too long ago, but a while ago, and I wish I had the opportunity for an AAU team or something to get me ready for college. But I'm just happy to be able to be a person that you guys can go to whenever you need something, or just that person for you guys. So that's why I coach a lot of you guys.
I can kind of piggyback off what Coach Kiki said, but my passion is to educate throughout the process of athletics. So I really want to work on the transitions from level to level. So to be able to work with all of your kids and all of the kids in here is huge, because I'm able to help you along the way. And I didn't start until junior high school, so I wish I would have had that a little earlier as well. So thank you for your time.
Of spectacular coaches to help me develop a group of spectacular kids and to have a batting average of 900 to get full rides across the country. How lucky am I? All right? Not only how lucky am I, but how lucky is this program to be able to create an opportunity for kids to just shine like no one else shines. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, people. Thank you.
All right, so throughout this and in between, we're going to have some student speakers. So our first student speaker is Dell Johnson. Are you ready?
To my Track Minnesota family. Track Minnesota makes me feel confident as a student and an athlete. Track Minnesota teaches me how to be disciplined and focused. I work hard every day because champions are made in practice. I got the t-shirt to prove it. My next t-shirt will say shut up and run, because I'm tired of people talking smack. Even though I've been the fastest 12-year-old in Minnesota, I'm striving to be the best in the nation. My goals for next year are to continue to be our place in the top 20, or even better, become an honorable mention But my biggest goal is to be a national champion like Tania Riley and others before her. Thank you so much. Thank you to all my coaches and teammates, and my mom and dad for making this all possible.
about why they coach other people's kids. So we have Antoine. That's going to Coach Antoine. Here. Yep, and you can answer that question and then introduce your athletes. And I get the long jump and the triple jump athletes to come on up to be recognized.
Anybody?
All jumpers.
Hello, everybody. The question was, why do I coach other people? Why do I coach other people's kids? Pretty much to give back. It was other people's parents like you all. It took me, my parents weren't able to go to track meet, so it was parents like you who helped out the community that actually took me with them and helped me become successful and find a successful path to track in my life. So just to have the opportunity to give back and get that opportunity to meet these kids and all of the wonderful athletes out here before us that's just something that I believe is a blessing. So, that's why I give back to other people's kids. So, as for the jump crew, this is them. They've done an amazing job this season. It's just been great getting the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. All the different personalities, all the different abilities. They definitely taught me a lot about myself as a coach, and I hope I was able to give you all some knowledge and continuing your path of being successful. So, to give the introduction, I'll just go straight down the line. We got Robbie Grace, sign up with that, gets it done. Next to her, we got Mr. Javon, Mr. Hill, got himself some medals, and now he's part of the official crew, We have the Rook, the young guy. We have Mr. Tyler, a new jumper to the crew, also one of the fellow male sprinters on the team. Yeah. Carlton. Another rookie to the team. We have Miss Faith Robinson. For those who don't know, an amazing singer, by the way. Instagram live. We got Mr. Parker Ellis. We have Miss Gibbs, Natalie Gibbs, a great jumper. That's good to be ours this season. His big lights of Maddie, waiting for the big moment to get it done. Good jumper. And oldie but a newie, bringing his way back into the jumps, Mr. Isaac, did a great season. And another rook, Miss Nye, had an amazing, great season. First year jumping, first year making nationals. So always congratulations.
So if at first you don't succeed, skydiving may not be for you. All right. Next we're going to introduce our high jump and hurdler coaches, which is Coach Tara, right in time. Who has been coach with TME for 17 years. Okay, and then Coach Cam, who has been with TME for 4 years. I just also want to recognize Coach Byron, who was a coach with TME for 15 years, who will no longer be coaching with us, but will be with us in spirit, of course. And then Coach Riley, who has been a coach with us for a year as well. So you have to tell us why you coach with us.
kind of a lot of reasons why I coach other people's children. One of the main reasons is it's kind of my way of paying it forward. I grew up in an inner city, single parent household, and I was coached by somebody's parent. So a dad, I had coach moms. So it was just kind of the environment I grew up in. So what better way to share, spread the wealth, than to coach other people's children. And then one of the other things we were asked to do was kind of give a little mantra and just an inspirational message. And mine was challenges are just opportunities to do something new. And so that's kind of one of the things that I try to teach and suggest. And one of the other things that I kind of picked up from my son, what a beast. So that was my other, mantra, what a beast.
Okay, me basically, I've been doing track for 14 years, and then knowing that I'm not from the country, and then I got the opportunity to work with this fabulous group, and like knowing that culture is a little bit different, and then getting the opportunity to work with a fabulous group of kids, and kind of give the opportunity to basically give back, learn at the same time from each athlete that I work with. Yeah. Okay, so these are the following partners: Kelly, Bryn, Luke, and Stephanie.
We have Marian, we have Celia, we have
Next, we're going to have a student speaker. Where's Ethan?
All right. Hello, my name's Ethan. Pretty sure all of you already know that by now, but why not? So, I'm a rising senior in St. Mike Albertville. I will be graduating the class of 2019 with some of my friends. The main reason I saw the email asking questions about what are you going to make your speech about. There's options like why did you come back, why did you do this or that. And I picked why I come back because at first I couldn't really figure out why I decided to come back. But then I thought about it and I figured out that a lot of my friends that I made were from this club. And then a lot of the coaches that were from this club are my mentors and also my idols that I found out like, they're not here but Eric and Corey, they go to you. And I've always wanted to go D1 for the sport and they're almost my age and they go D1 for the sport. They're also my coach, so they're also who I look up to. And then also the kids, I couldn't like, all the littler kids that look up to you as an athlete, as an older kid, and me, it's just like, it's a thing where I just can't leave them. And then other than that, it's just like, they help me utilize like all my skills I have becoming an adult and just realizing what I have and using it to my best ability. And then also becoming like a mature and grown-up person so I can like use the skills I've learned to go to a job and be smart in an interview or just be professional. And that's it.
Personnel.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So during nationals, I would often be under the tent in the stands, and one day I looked over and I saw Traffic Miller's t-shirt, and I really liked the quote on the back of it. And what it said was, "Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't." And I thought that was a phenomenal quote on the back of his t-shirt, so that pair of Travis Miller's t-shirts. All right, so next we have, coming up, our distance coaches, which is Coach Samantha. And can I get all the distance runners to come up, please?
Mario.
Next year, some of you who don't know yet, we'll be moving up. And I'm here because I absolutely love running. Y'all have a problem hearing me. I'm here because I love track and field. I absolutely love working with the children. I appreciate all the hard work that they do. And when they don't work hard, they hear it. See, they know who they are. And I think I've been here 14, 15 years, and I've never had a child on the team, so these are all now my children too. So we appreciate you guys as parents, and we appreciate your kids. I just have to say, Miss Sydney is one of the hardest workers. When she gets on that track to compete, she really leads it on the track. And in general, yeah, Sid throws up after she competes because she leaves everything she has. I mean, she just goes for it. So I really my newbie, Mr. Jacob, he's a rookie, super rookie. But we're getting him trained next time. And hopefully he's enjoyed it, we will come back because with a lot of hard work, James can be a really very good runner. He's a little scared of it now, but still working on D as well. He's a little scared of the A too, but he worked a lot harder this year than he did last year, so he's getting another rookie who worked very hard this year, and I had a fight with our head coach on his arms in his home because Mel wanted his arms up, so for a second I had to run a whole 1,500 way up here. And for those of you who don't know, distance runners do not run like that. But you can run like that at the end of your distance run, not all the way through. You need too much energy. You need that energy to finish the 15, right? Back in here and back. Betty's another one who works very hard, and I really appreciate all the hard work. Ty Fisher, but Ty really worked hard, and on some days at practice I had to make him stop working because of that. But he really wanted to get out there and run. So I appreciate your hard work. Mr. Travis always as well gives a lot of effort and energy and practice and on the track when he's competing, and he did very well this year and that's
for Coach Mel, it's spelled Lauryn, not E-N. But many of you guys know I am the girl who went down with a torn hamstring last year. I've been with track Minnesota for 4 years. My first sport before track was soccer, but after my brother had joined track Minnesota his senior year, I thought, why not try it out? I love to run always, but running all the time seemed abnormal. The first day I came to track Minnesota, Coach Mel asked me to do 3x400s at 80%. After the first two, Coach Mel was impressed with the endurance and speed I had due to soccer. And all every athlete wants to hear from a coach is wow. So from that day forward, I stepped up to the plate and began my track career, 8th grade year. Track Minnesota has given me many important traits outside of just being a good athlete. The track team brought out the social side of me and helped me move forward in my spoken word ministry in church, and pushing me to always have a helping hand for others in any situation. One thing I will always keep in memory is the love and support I got from this team after my injury. It was tremendous. I got a text from parents and athletes that I had not spoken to very often, but they had always asked if I was okay. I received letters and got visits from even some of my competitors on other teams. Coach Don's words of, "It's going to take time, baby, you can't give up now," will always stick with me for the rest of my life. Though I didn't have the best season, I continue to work through it all. To give credit to myself would be selfish. All of the Track Minnesota family, you guys deserve a round of applause too, as well as my parents and God. Yes, it feels 100 times better to win and drop PRs, but learning how to manage successes and failure, as Coach Mel always said, is important too.
Emailed me at the last minute asking if he could speak, so thank you for that. That was really nice. Okay, next we are going to bring up the distance coaches and their athletes. So, or not the distance, I'm sorry, the sprint coaches. We already did distance, and all the athletes. So all the sprinters, come on up. 14 under only. 14 and under. Sprinters. So we have two coaches, Coach Tyler and Coach Caitlin. Coach Tyler has been with us for 3 years and Coach Caitlin for 1. So if you could talk a little bit about why you coach other people's children.
All right. So the reason why my brother and I coach other people's kids is because basically to give back. You know, my brother and I have been with the program for like 13, 14 years. We started when we were 6 and 8 years old. And we were coached by Coach Don and Coach Tara and other fellow like Track Minnesota alumni. So we kind of want to take the blueprint that they use with us and kind of use with them and put them along like we did so they go to college and be successful like us. So that's kind of the reason why we give back.
All right. So to start it all off, let's start with Miss Kaya. I call her Princess. She kind of just knows what we tell her to do. So right here. On the cross. She shows me practice to give me her all I love her every day. Discipline. Call her sassy. The attitude on this one is unbelievable, but every single day she gives me 110% effort and I never ask for less. So yeah, go ahead. Ms. Nyla Fisher. She's the sister of Morgan. Morgan, I looked up to her as my mentor when I was on the team as well. So now seeing Nyla projected in her is something amazing. So she's going to be incredible what she does. Nyla Fisher. Miss Molly, the high jumper. Salida, I'm so sorry. Salida.
high jumper, second in the nation. She came to practice. She really wanted to high jump, so I just let her do her thing, and obviously it paid off. This one is mine. Now, her and her sister Leah, they both just come to practice, and she's always with a smile on her face. And she always is, as you can tell, have a ton of energy, and she just likes to, like Coach Bell said, keep it moving. Speaking of that, we got Mr. Jonah right here. Chin down is what we're going to work on next year. We got the basketball player Sid right here. We got Mr. DJ Dale Johnson, my man. The one I like to laugh at a lot, Savion Lopez. We got Mr. JJ, Javon Hill. We got Isaac Jeffrey. We got Tanea. We got Toro. Miss Khadija. Annika. Disappears a lot from practice. Now this one we got Miss Tessa. You know too much of what I'm saying. Let's get this out. Miss Yana. We got Miss London, aka Logan. And then we got ladies man right here. Mr. Joshua.
We are going to bring up our next speaker, Miss Faye. Where are you? She is the first one to step up and say she will do it, so I am very proud.
So like she just said, I'm Faith Robinson. I'm a rising senior at Minnetonka High School, and this was my first year on the team. When I first came to Track Minnesota, I wasn't young or inexperienced like many people become. I have been competing in track since I was 9 years old, and then going to nationals since I was 10. I'd been working with my dad before, and I like to used to call us the daddy-daughter duo because we were inseparable when it came to track. So I was super surprised when he told me that I'd be training with Track Minnesota this year. And like most teenagers, I thought I knew everything. So it was a good surprise when I came here and learned that I don't. I learned a lot about what it meant to be an athlete and what it meant to give 110% even when you don't feel like it. There were many times where I had really bad days, but I knew I had to keep going because I know that besides my world, the world around me doesn't stop. I had to listen, and I learned so much from others around me this year. But one of the lessons that I learned the most was to not give up. Yes, it sounds cheesy, and yes, it is one of those quotes you see in Instagram bios, wallpapers, and painted on many freshman girls' dorm room walls. But it is super important. Coach Don said to me one time after I was struggling to keep up with other girls on the track to not give up. It's like quitting a book halfway through. You're not letting yourself run the course, and then you can never finish and see where you end up. Not giving up in that moment was not backing down from the pain or the challenge. It's pushing even when you don't want to push or feel like you have anything left to give. I applied this to my season and calling it my motto per se. Though this season was not a failure, it did not turn out how I wanted to go. I did not accomplish many of the goals that I wanted to. So disappointing performances after the next, the season started to dwindle down and I found myself frustrated and wanting to quit the sport in general. It was at this time that Coach Don came up to me again and said, I can see that you're frustrated, but you need to keep going. Her words of encouragement, for some reason, ever so simple, were so powerful to me, because I know that this was a strong woman who I looked up to, who kept pushing through and accomplished many of the same goals that I want to. And so even though I'm still struggling and I didn't see the end of the season that I wanted to, I will keep applying myself and not give up and push through. Despite major doubts, I'm not quitting, and ultimately it'll lead to my success. So thank you.
Okay, if we could have the 15-year-old athletes, the sprinters, come on up, 15 years and older. Come on up, please. So we're going to have Coach John, who has been with TME for 10 years, Coach Corey for 2, Eric for 2, they're not here, and Coach Mel for 19 years as the head coach and founder of Track Minnesota EV, come up and introduce the athletes and say why they coach other people's children.
Why I coach other people's kids. If Faith Robinson's words and Lauren Samuel's words didn't resonate with you all, I don't know what else to say. I am blessed to be at an awesome program, better than any program, not just the state of Minnesota, but in the country. And I absolutely love it. And you guys know that I am passionate about the track and field, but all these kids know that I'm actually passionate about them. And so they touch me as, I think more, they give me more than I actually feel that I give them. I feel honored to hear these kids get up here and talk about what this program has meant to them, and knowing that we have been instrumental in developing lives and saving lives. We call it therapy. And by the way, we should be charging you guys for therapy moving forward, because you have no idea the amount of conversations we have just about life in general. And it's amazing. So it's more than just coaching, it's mentoring, it's being coach mom, and I absolutely love it. And being a parent of 2 athletes on this team is just basically the icing on the cake. I'm sorry. I'd like to introduce the head sucker in charge, Melvin Anderson, for 19 going into 20 years. This year, I played the role of assistant to the head sucker in charge. We're getting a little light on coaches. We're officially recruiting. We're losing coaches. We've lost Coach Byron. We're losing Coach Kim. And we definitely need additional support to keep up with these large numbers of athletes that we continue to have as we continue to grow this program. So, let's go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, unfortunately, we'll be losing Coach Nicole too, so we're going to reboot and we'll have other coaches that'll come in line. I'm just going to name the names because I got a speech for later. Coach Dawn will shake your hands. We got super rookie here, All-American Ty Lockett. Come on down. From all the way from St. Paul, Miss Cece Jones. In a high yellow, Miss Lauren Samuels, Champlain Park High School. From Creek-Durham Hall High School, Miss Sydney Beast Mode Jackson. Also from Champlain Park High School, Miss Courtney. Come on down. Miss Cicely, you gonna say her real name? From Fritley High School, get the name, see where they're coming from. Our kids come a long way. Miss Claire Collins, come on down. Miss Izzy, come on down. All y'all sprinters now, huh? One of these sprinters, you're 800 next year, just get over it. Miss Kelly Klontz, sprinter, hurdler, come on down. St. Michael Albertville, Mr. Ethan Peel. Blake High School, looking like Alicia Cole, Miss Robbie Grace. Minnesota High School, Miss Faith, she can sing Robinson. Faith. Mr. Clark Kent himself. Max, bringing up the weird pink, Mr. K. Bring it on down. Veteran, Ms. Naomi Charleston, come on down. Did I say it right yet? I ain't said her name right in 7 years. I'm working on it. Miss Kira, potato, come on down. Rogers High School, Rogers? And from Rogers High School also, Miss Brent London. Look at that dress, there you go. His nickname is Choir Boy, I don't know why, but Mr. Jalen Champion, y'all seen the 5 heartbeats, that's why we call him Choir Boy. We're gonna sing later, come out the back of the closet. Definition of superhero, look at it. They're trying to be a sprinter. You're a runner. Come on down anyway, Mr. David Roman. He just wants to come back. You're not a sprinter. He don't know who he is. Go get yourself. So we want to introduce one of our alumni families. We got families, and this is what we're charging all you guys to do. We have families like Miss Gracia. Miss Stracia and his family here that I'm about to mention that no longer kids are in college or done with the program and they're still come back to help. Mr. Nye, his wife who helps out in all the track meet skills, and the film crew guys, Stephen Nye, and the daughter who's not here who's at the University of Illinois. These are families that are still connected to the Track Minnesota family. We must be doing something right, that they're still here, still volunteering, still giving back. I'd like to introduce Mr. Nye, who from a small conversation 5 years ago with the president of his company, they committed $10,000 to our organization for 5 years, $50,000. And we got good news, and we got bad news. Good news is he's here to present another check. Bad news is the last one. Without further ado, Mr. Nye, can you please tell us why you had that conversation and why you're here today, even though your kids are no longer in the program?
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach Mel. My wife Tricia and I are just really delighted that both of our children were able to be athletes with Track Minnesota. It's been a wonderful experience for us, and we are so impressed with the work that has been done, the work that is being done, and the plans for the future. So I spent almost my entire career with Holiday Companies, which is the company that owns the Holiday gas stations. And for 90 years, Holiday was owned by the Erickson family. They sold the business at the end of the year, and so for my career, I've had the pleasure of working closely with the various Erickson family members. And one of the third generation family members, a fellow by the name of Brian Erickson, I sat down with him several years ago and talked with him about Track Minnesota, the kind of work that Mel and his staff have been doing. And he most graciously made a multi-year commitment, and we are delighted to be able to be participants in that. And so, with that, Coach Mel, I'd like to present to you this check for $10,000 from Brian.
Well, thank the Nye family once again. And one thing we're trying to queue up is part of this $10,000 is going to the next phase of Track Minnesota Elite. come September, we will be moving into our new facility located in Lindale and Plymouth Avenue in North Minneapolis. So a lot of these funds, plus some will be raising, because part of the conversation is, what conversation can you have with your boss, with your company, to support our organization so that we can keep it affordable and that we can continue to provide the quality. We're all about quality and brand. So at the same time, we'll be sending out some information about the capital campaign, because we have an 80,000 square foot facility that we have the pleasure to develop. And that's going to take quite a few meetings to get it done. We're going to put a 200-meter track in there. We're also going to put in a fitness center and our specialty weight management clinic, because on the other side of our business, if you don't know, we do specialty weight management for obese and diabetic families. So we have nutritionists on staff, fitness instructors, and now with the facility, we can execute our full model. So come September, we're going to build out 5,000 square feet of the space, and we're going to spend the next year or two to raise the money to develop a full-scale facility. So just imagine what we are doing and the results we are having with the resources and the facilities that we have now, and what we can do with the 80,000 square foot facility that we have full access, 24 hours with the type of equipment we need. What we do goes to the 10th level. So that's kind of the goal. We was hoping to kind of give you guys a snapshot of what the facility will look like compared to what it looks like now. But again, we want to thank the Nye family for putting the seed money so we can start developing the facility, and we'll be starting all that very soon. And then we'll be starting training hopefully there in October. It's going to take a couple months to do the construction of the facility. One thing before, I want to just do a couple little housekeeping things. What happened to our MC? Oh, there she is. You still want to introduce me, or is it too late? All right, I'm going to keep it moving. This year I didn't get to talk as much, which is great, because I'm about out of words for the season. I've used them all. Arms, that's done. I patented that too, so if y'all use arms, give me $1 every time you use it. For the most part. The question was, and I'll just speak to, why do I coach other people's kids? And I got some notes because I'm going to stand. Because I'll talk forever, and I think some of y'all know that. So 19 years later, I still love doing whatever it takes to provide our kids an opportunity to be great. I consider TME my ministry, and the thousands of Track Minnesota kids, my nieces and nephews. I still love it. Coach Mel. One thing that we wanted to talk about earlier, and just talking about housekeeping, is let's look at the results. The 2018 team had 98 athletes, the most athletes we ever had. That says something about a program that is growing, because there's a lot of programs that's shrinking. We had 98 athletes, 65 girls, 35 boys. AEU National Junior Olympics, we had over 75 athletes qualify. We traveled 66 athletes to nationals, 22 became National All-American, 28 became honorable mention. We had 1 national champion. Coaches, we had 18 coaches, 10 men, 18 women, and most importantly, as an aggregate count, we had 135 years between 18 coaches, 135 years coaching for Track Minnesota, not anywhere else, 135 years coaching for Track Minnesota. Regarding college, we mentioned it before, there's the names and the faces. That's where we expect all your kids to be over time. As they come through the pipeline, they're going to be on the wall. And that's just the goal. We're going to do our part, and they have to do their part, and the parents do their part, and we can send them to the prestigious schools like Texas and USC and Iowa. I don't care where you go to school and go become successful. And like I told the kids, become rich and famous, make sure you make the donation back. Some folks kind of forget. They go off be rich and famous, forgot where they started, how they got to college, or at least in part. The last statistic is, out of that 13, 7 was Division I. Currently, we have 45 athletes in college, student athlete, I'd like to say. And out of those 13, 11 of them are participating in track, and 2 are just going for academics. We're ultimately trying to get a free education or trying to get into school easier, like the Ivy Leagues. So whatever that takes, if we can leverage track and field to get into college, that is our ultimate goal. I'd like to do some special thank yous, and if I don't mention your name, don't take it personal, because everybody's appreciated, because it takes a lot to do what we do. But I'd like to say a special thanks to first a Track Minnesota soldier. As a matter of fact, he's probably a colonel by now in the organization. He does it all. General? 2-star general, okay? Mr. Dave Jeffries, Mr. Do It All. I also would like to thank Ms. K, who can sell you a piece of grass in the desert with Ms. K at. She don't play, she's still at the gate charging, see? Ain't nobody else coming back. Come on in. She's still at the gate charging. I'd like to also say a special thanks to Ms. Janine Allen, who just did whatever we asked, filled in, no problem. She just fills in every time. Ms. Janine Allen, thank you very much. We'd like to thank all the gentlemen mainly who helped with moving the high jump mats a couple times a week, and all the hurdles. You guys appreciate it. Again, how do we make this work? Everybody has to put in. And we're gonna give your kids everything, and we expect you guys to fill in where you can. So the High Jump Mat crew, we thank you. We'd like to thank Ms. Darcy. We'd love to have her and Dave back this year. They took off a year last year. Isaac, you and Jack, Dave, y'all running. Your parents is on the team, so you guys are on the team. Y'all get that? It's just that simple. I would like to thank Ms. Beverly Charleston, who did a great job with the food committee and her crew, but she went over and beyond. She took that over for the first year. I still got sandwiches in my truck for National. Y'all did a great job. They all moldy. I finally emptied my truck out. We got food and everything anyway. I'd like to thank Ms. Toya. She set us up in the nice hotels this year. She did a great job with the band. And those of us who went to the hotels last year in Detroit, you would understand that she did an exceptional job, say the most. I'd like to thank Ms. Lydia, Avery's mom, not sure if she's here, did a great job of organizing the meets. I'd like to thank Ms. Sonal, who's an administrative assistant, who's done a lot of things over and beyond, being our MC. A lot of things would not be working without the admin help. It's just a lot of bodies. We got 98 families. Okay? I'd like to thank the mystery woman. Here's another family who doesn't have kids on the team anymore, but still around. Everybody's like, who is she? And who's her mom, her kids? Well, y'all knew down the Nationals what she do. And she's, hope she sticks around. She made life really easy down the Nationals. Miss Stracia Blanchard. Last but not least, my beautiful wife. Come September 10th, we'll be married for 30 years. She put up with me for 30 years. My wife, this chef, their caterer, the mama of the track team, Lisa Ann. Just a couple things real quick is we will be sending out information soon about the off-season training. And we're also going to be setting up our college recruiting workshops coming up real soon. So for all of our sophomores and juniors, it's time to start the process. And for some of us, time to continue the process. It's all about time. It's about time, jumps, and marks. You can be a great kid, but college coaches want to see time, jumps, marks, then they're a good kid. That's where it kind of starts. And some of us are really close to where we need to be, and some of us are there. It's going to make recruiting even easier. But we have at our tent, at the Nationals, there are at least 6, 7 colleges that were tracking us down throughout the time. Missouri and Iowa State and all those, because they know who we are, they know we got quality kids. They know if they come from Track, Minnesota, you're a good kid, and they've been polished. They're not just a raw runner. So we'll be sending out information about both of those. And then I'm just talking to the parents real quick about the blueprint and being selfish. What I mean by that is, you juniors, you sophomores, parents, if you're going to run track in college, some of us got to put the ball down and train our junior year so we can pop a time. And then our senior year, we can sit back and go back to playing ball or whatever. It takes a year of development really to get you where you, I know it's hard, but if you're really trying to go to college and you're trying to get paid for, then as a junior, you need to maybe leave basketball over. Basketball, I'm talking about the blueprint. Basketball runs right in the track season. And you don't have time to get in shape, so we got to think about that. Then we got to also watch the captain move. We wouldn't let our kids become captains because you get caught up being a captain and you can't focus in on your development, and you done did everything for the school, and then all of a sudden, you're behind the 8 ball where you want to be. I don't shun on being a high school captain, but beware, because captains it's kind of a setup move to kind of take away from your own development. So just think of those things. So again, we'll be starting training in September. We got to plan that out, but it's really important if you're trying to, it's your junior year that you want to hit your college scholarship and get your time and get your scholarship. That's the goal. Not your senior year, wait until the last minute. The next thing we're going to do is Coach Steve, can you come up? We just going to recognize one of our brothers, and I can't get too deep into it because I get choked up, who's been with us for 14 years, who went to every out-state meet, who flew in from California even when he moved out of town. Coach Byron Hill has been a Track Minnesota soldier for 14 years. I know some of y'all don't know him because he's more hurdles. He's a board member, he raised money, he gave money, he coached, he bought meals at Nationals. When the kids don't know how to budget their money, I don't want to say no names. But we want to just recognize Coach Byron because he will truly be missed along with our other coaches, but we'll fill in the gap and keep it moving and keep the quality up. But Coach Steve wanted to give a few words about Brother Byron. Well, this is an honor. Mel will have it for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I want to keep it short and sweet. This young man is like a 4-star general of our program. He role modeled me parenting of my sons and my daughters on how to do it the right way, how to get them to achieve at a high level and achieve scholarships at Ivy League schools. Not only being a great coach, leader, role model, teammate, 4-star general. We were so fortunate to have this guy who served our program for 14 years, Brother Byron Hill. You're going to be missed. You won't be replaced, but you will be honored. And Coach Byron Hill, we thank you for your service. Okay, we're going to get into our specialty awards now. And before we do that, Coach Sam is going to recognize honorable mention and please stand. So let me start it off. So hey, this is what we're going to do. This is what's powerful. We're going to recognize, we just want you to stand in your place. And our goal in nationals was what, young folks? To do what? To do what? And PR stands for what? Personal record. For everybody with their personal record at nationals, please stand up. Relay. All right. Okay, have a seat. So just so y'all know, I'm talking to the athletes. We talked about it early June. You're going to do your best runs, your best jumps at the end of the year. Don't worry about people that's beating you now, because you're going to be beating them at the end of the year. Mr. Savion be the young man who's been a national champ down in nationals. Quite a few people beat some kids that they hadn't beat all year. So there's a process to the training. And it's always, so I'm telling y'all for next year, be patient. There's a flow. There's a time that we want you running your best, okay? Coach Sam will now recognize the honorable mentioned All-Americans. Man.
I need you guys to stand up and hear your name. And these are everybody from 9th to 20th in the nation. Qatar, Elias, Faith was 13th in long jump. Elias was 18th in triple jump. Carter Ellis, 20th in high jump. Tayana, 19th in long jump. Miss Emma was not here, 11th in 1500. Stay standing. Tanea. Logan, 18th in the 400. Patal was 20th in the 100 hurdles. Sanjay Red, 18th in the 100. Mr. Max, 11th in the 100. Dante, 18th in the 100. CC, 11th in the 200. Max, 12th in the 200. Ethan, 9th in the 200. Travis, 14th in the 3,000. And then our 4x4 relay, 13th, our young mini-me's, Yanni, Kaya, Logan, and Nyla. Our 4x1, Hannah, Cece, Kira, Sydney, 15, 16, I think that was. And 4x4 relay, Hannah, Alea, Sydney, and Kira. And our another 4x4 relay, 19th in the country. Lauren, Cece, or Cecilyn, the other Cece, Robbie, and Claire.
Okay, now we're going to recognize our All-Americans, top 8 in the country, and our national champ, Coach Don, Coach Tara. Can y'all guys come up, please? The ladies come up, please.
All right, we'll start with the lovely Robbie Grace, who was 3rd in the long jump. Parker Elvis, 4th in the long jump. 8th place, Hamete, long jump. 8th place, 100 meter hurdles, Tay Walgrave, Tay Walgrave. 7th in the 100 meters, Celicia Jones, aka Slim. 4th in the 100 meters, Ethan Peel.
400, Robbie Grace. Second place, rookie in the high jump, Saleha Scott. And another repeat All-American in the 800, 7th place for Sydney Jackson.
Our relays. And this relay in particular touched my heart because this shows perseverance and running through the line. This will be, they took 7th place in the 4x100 relay. Savion, Isaac, Sanjay, Javon Hill. Another 4x1 relay. 8th place, Tyree, Dante, Max, and Elias. 4x100 relay, Tania Riley, Robbie Grace, Paige, and Tay-Tay. And then our last 4x1 relay, Ethan Peel, Kate, Jalen, and Brandon Lambert.
All right, guys.
And that will conclude our All-American 27 medals, 22 athletes. It was our best show in internationals thus far.
19. We make it look easy, but that was hard. Was it hard? That was hard. Everybody had to run and jump their best of the year. Even our best just to be on this stage. And for those of y'all who've been to nationals, that right there in the honorable mentions, that is a very hard task. Let's give them another hand, another round. We're very proud. And you know what? Them a college scholarship one day. That's a college scholarship. That's $35,000 a year right there. All right. Thank y'all very much. It's been a pleasure. Y'all made me very proud. I guess we're going to get all the awards out there. We got a special presentation. Antoine, Coach Antoine, can you come please? Where are you? I'll grab the award. Coach Antoine's going to talk about the most improved athlete of the year. That's what these special little awards are. And what we did different this year, we gave away the hoodies versus trophies. Some of our kids got so many trophies and so many medals. We had to switch it up every few years. We'll go back to trophies maybe next year. But Coach Antoine will talk about the two most improved, either from this season or from last year, throughout the season or from last year. Coach Antoine.
Okay, so it's a pleasure to talk about these two individuals because just seeing them from last year, seeing the type of athletes that they were, and then to also have the opportunity of working, being with them this off season, and just seeing how much work and effort they put in this off season to try to achieve their goals and success, and to ultimately see some of that success come out on the track for them was ultimate. So for the gentleman, this young man has really accomplished a lot of goals, has fought through injuries, has fought through some tough times this season, but ultimately ended in an honorable mention and had a nice finish to the entirety of the season. So Max Heckenschneider. So for the ladies, this young lady has put in a tremendous amount of work, has accomplished a very, very, very big goal of hers this season, And so just her on this continued success, I hope this really springboards her moving forward, and I hope she really has a lot of large confidence. CeCe Jones.
I'd like to say one thing about CeCe. I ain't never seen no, well, I see it all the time. Stop getting an attitude because you 7th in the country, you rather be 3rd or 1st in the country. You better take it, girl. Hey, good job. Most improved. They got big things to come next year. Give them a hand.
And I have the honor of announcing the Rookie of the Year for the females. What can I say about this young lady? She came to us, not sure if she had track and field experience in the past, if this was just kind of a sport that she was interested in. Don't really know that side of her, but I do know the day that she showed up, she had a lot of energy. She wanted to run, she wanted to try new events. Whatever you did, whatever you told her to do, she did. And she gave 100% and left it on the track. She decided she wanted to try a field event. We were trying all the kids with just different events. And we just threw her in the event, we didn't have room for her. She went out there and she won that event. And then from there, she got the high jump buzz. So you already know who this is. She competed, she got state records at different meet records, went down to nationals, and you would think that she was nervous to the point where she couldn't perform. And this young lady stepped up, whereas, you know, I can't say that for everybody. Some people had a little bit of a struggle at nationals in terms of managing their emotions and managing their nerves. But this young lady, and I love newbies because they don't have the experience where now they're internalizing and developing fears. So going out there headstrong, determined, she was going to jump 5 feet at nationals. But she came a little short of that, but still went out there and competed, showed up on time, did everything that she was supposed to do, and got 2nd place in the high jump at nationals, only jumping, I think, 5 times for the season. So our rookie for the other year is Celeste.
Gotta stay right there for a second. I just gotta say, this is how she came to the first track meet, straight from church. She met one of her parents at church. Come to her track meet. Came to her track meet and gave her a bootleg shirt. She won the high jump. Went on to break every record at every meet and went to nationals and took a silver medal as a rookie freshman. This young lady has got a lot of room to go. We're gonna keep it fun though. But 2nd in the nation, Miss Aaliyah Scott, and Rookie of the Year. All right, next we're going to do something we call the Spirit Award, because we just don't want to recognize the athletics. We want to also recognize the other things, the other tangibles that kids do in this program that a lot of people don't recognize as way more important than what you do on the track. Because all we're trying to do is develop character. We just use track to do that. We're trying to develop character, develop confidence. And what I think and what I hear every year is from parents, the most important thing that their child gets out of our program is a different level of confidence that carries over in school, socially, and academically. That is what we're really doing, and we're just using track as a tool, as a trick to work on those different characteristics. And just want y'all to know, and I say it every year, we're not running track. We're developing character, we're developing college scholarship opportunity, we're developing great citizens, and that's what we're really here about. And that's what the Spirit Award is about. And I'll go first with the one I'm supposed to do is, I've seen this young lady around for many years on other teams, and didn't really get to know her to this year, and she's almost a coach. She's Googling, she's looking up restaurants at nationals, she's doing all these little things to help things go smoother, and it was just a jump right in. And when you talk about spirit, this young lady has a great spirit, and success is already there. You can tell by the blueprint of how you act and what you do if you're going to be successful or not. She has all the tangibles, and that's Faith Robinson, Minnetonka.
I'm going to talk about another actor who won the Spirit Award. He's not here today, but he's new this year. I'll touch a little bit on him and see what's a little bit about him. This was his first year coming here, and right away, practice starts at 6:30, everybody knows. This guy was already warmed up at 6:30 and ready to throw, and I'm just like, chill, like we got a little bit of time. But he also had an injury this year, but he was able to actually show up to practice knowing he couldn't do anything and just be that support system for his teammates and for the coaches. He also was very helpful when it came to coaching his teammates. Anything that I or the other coaches didn't see right away, and he was like, hey, make sure that, he's adoring, hey, make sure that you work your hip or that you keep your arm back. And so he was also like the assistant coach for us as well.
Yeah, thank you. Not that that was his job, but this young man was in the White Bear Lake school system. I don't think they really understood what a great talented young man that they had. And we got an opportunity to kind of pull that out and show him that not only could he be the captain of his hockey team, he could be the captain of his track team, he could be the school president. All of those things are within his bounds. Don't let anyone else take that from you. And I think he has more confidence now with us being able to help him blossom. Thank you. Andrew Coleman. Thank you very much. I'm going to have Coach Tyler come up and recognize. We have 4 Spirit Awards. We have Coach Tyler come and recognize the third.
For this little young lady, she came to me at practice and asked 1,000,001 questions. Gave her the same answer every single time and still managed to ask her. But at the end of the day, at the first track meet, she ran her race. Nerves jumped out the window, and she still makes everybody laugh and still has everybody mocking her accent. So straight out of London, this lady looks
One thing about Logan. Nah, we're gonna keep it moving. I just want to say one thing. She runs everything from the 1 to the 8. She is super nervous. I don't know why, because she's all that in the bag of chips. But down in Chicago, she could have won 800, except for she cried for an hour before the race, and then went out there and beat all the big kids that's 3 times older than her. So you just keep crying and running, and we'll be happy with you. Thank you very much. The last Spirit Award, Coach Dawn will come and give a presentation. Get your tissue out. Get your tissue.
All right. This young lady had a very, very serious injury last year, and at the time of her injury, she was running faster than she ever had. She was at the top of her game, and we were all there to watch it and witness it and to feel her pain and to cry her tears. She pulled up in the 200 like immediately, and you're hoping just for a mild minor injury, but this was something that was actually devastating for all of us as coaches, her parents, and teammates, and we all rallied around her, after the season. And I really do admire when we say Track Minnesota family, that's exactly what we are, through text messages, love, letters, visits. I mean, this team did it all just to keep Lauren's spirits up so she would come back. So guess what? She came back. which, you know, it will happen to all of us. It happens. Injury does happen to us all. Especially when you run fast. You run fast, you're going to get hurt. It will happen. And at the end of the day, just like life, no matter how many times you're going to fall down, how many times you're going to fail, because all of that is going to happen because it's called life, you got to get back up. And for Lauren to get back up and come back to this family and just every day in practice, I mean, it's not like she didn't try. It's not like she didn't work hard. I mean, she was right there in the mix, and man, it's hard. And sometimes it just doesn't happen right away. But again, just like all of you guys have bought into, you're trusting the process. And not only that, we have teammates. Each of these kids build each other up. When somebody falls down, it's not just a coach, it's a teammate picking somebody up and telling them it's going to be okay. And so Lauren is really the biggest, love you three, but Lauren is definitely the epitome of, I'm going to fall down, but I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to keep getting back up, because she'll be back next year. Going to have to move her up to the 800. I think we got Kira, Lauren, Sydney. We need one more person for Coach Sam to have an All-American 4x8 national. But this helps. So we're looking for one more 4x8 athlete. So at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to give up on themselves. And I'm not gonna cry. I'm done crying for the season. And I'm tired. So anyway, all right. Awesome job for our 4 Spirit Awards. And thank you guys. Without the spirit, you guys wouldn't.
Great job, great perseverance, spirit all day long. Spirit. The last award, the big trophy over there. We're going to have Coach Tara come up. I had a picture of the other missing trophy, but she had to go to college yesterday, so we went to her little farewell party and gave her trophy then. And that was national champion, 23:88 in the 200 meters, Miss Tania Riley. The last thing before I bring Coach Tara up, when we talk about getting it done is what you see on that wall. Getting it done is the All-Americans, the PRs. And just imagine this is a new phenomenon. We had 22 All-Americans and only one of our seniors, and every one of those seniors up there was All-Americans. We could have had easy 30, 35 All-Americans, 40 medals, easy. There was national champs up on that wall. That could have, if they would have went to nationals, we would have ran out of trophies and out of money trying to take care of you guys. But I'm just saying, as far as getting it done, we're doing it without our seniors. Just imagine if we had our seniors and the impact and the goals and everything else. And again, that's just a testimony, not to just the talent, but the blueprint. But we'll bring Coach Tara up here to recognize the boys MVP.
What can I say about this young man? I'm impressed by his spirit, his attitude, his confidence, his determination. He is a very hard worker, bright student athlete. I'm excited for what's to come for him. I think he has an amazing future in terms of track and field. I believe that he's a team leader. He is, I think, respected by a lot of his peers and the other student athletes in his track, on the track team. This year, I went to nationals. A lot of times, I'm not always at nationals, but I had the opportunity to see this young man compete through the rounds and just watch him perform, watch him keep his poise, watch him step up to the plate and take care of business and come out victorious. This year's male MVP.
something to say, but I'm just going to tell you right now. He ran against a guy who's the best in the country. Guy ran a 10.4, 20.5, 45.5, and you had him nervous. He was out there in front. He got a little stronger. But my point is there ain't nobody else you can run against that you ever got to even fear or even think about. You know what I'm talking about. You the man. All right, it's your turn. You can do it. Last two things, and hopefully we got our video queued up. She still working? No, it's not gonna happen? Okay, we're gonna send it to you guys on Facebook. Or we'll do it on our YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel, so just look up Track Minnesota League and we'll share it that way. We're having technical difficulties, but Darcy always does a great job. So we'll send it out eventually so you guys can see it. And then again, when we talk about getting it done, next year we're gonna have our 20th year anniversary. And we're bringing back all the alumni. It's going to be right around the weekend that we host the state meet. We're going to have a reception, and we're going to march out. We're going to march out hopefully 1,000 kids at the state track meet from all over the country. We have kids at Google right now. We got kids on their own business. We got a lot of kids who become teachers. Again, this is 20 years later. We got kids. Jay Vaughn is a kid's kid. He's a alumni. His mama, Miss Ashley, was our first All-American. Raise your hand. We always got to recognize our first All-American ever. Miss Ashley will knock somebody out Springfield. But again, 19 years from now, and I'm charging the parents, do your part. Because 19 years ago, there was families in this room that laid the groundwork for what your kids are celebrating and what we're celebrating today. We will reach out to you guys about how you can help or where you can get in and fit in, or just, if it's just doing the water cooler or the food committee. Do your part to help this organization keep growing, because I think we're doing good work. I know we're doing good work. And the only way we get this done is through our network and through our families, who loves us the most, who's the most passionate. You know, I think that, and there wasn't a lot of parents that traveled to the hotel where we were, but we always talk about the Track Minnesota family. Nationals is when it all comes together, because what y'all don't know is some of the documents we get y'all information on, we come from 27 different cities in Minnesota. So we're just fragmented. But when we come together for a week, that family comes together. It's us against the world. And it always comes in nationals. And then when we go out for outings, and we went to the jazz club with the parents and things of that nature, we're a Track Minnesota family for life. We got Larry over here. He's a college boy. He came back supporting his brother. Hey, this is more than track and field. This is more than Coach Mel. This is more than us. This is a us thing. This is the TME family, and that's how we and that's what we and try to keep that connectiveness. Without the video presentation, we're going to get ready to end the program. But once again, it's been a pleasure, young folks. It's been a pleasure coaching you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we close it, we got a dance routine or something going on. So before I get my last speech, without further ado, the Track Minnesota.
They're all back there.
Uh-oh. Here we come. The Track Minnesota dancers and performers straight out of Minnesota, London, South Minneapolis, North Minneapolis, and somewhere around the world. The crew.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, so just bear with these guys, because they only practiced a half hour before this thing, but they got it down. So I will start calling. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. I guess apparently we don't have Coach Antoine, so I got to be Coach Antoine. right, let's start with Coach Mel, Coach Mel, Coach Mel. Go, Coach Mel. 4, eat me. You gotta make some food right now, CC. Wash your hands! Coach Tara, Coach Tara, Coach Tara, Coach Tara. Better ice tonight. All right. Coach Caitlin, Coach Caitlin, Coach 80%. Try to keep up next time. Coach Antoine, Coach Antoine. Come here, watch the video. Come here. Oh, you're in. You made it. You made it to the next round. You made it to the next round. Let's bring it up.
You can have that hat in about 15 years. You can come back and run the program. Boy, they put a heck of a program under your tutelage. Hey, again, once again, so many stories. And you guys are about to have withdrawal. I'm just gonna let you know. You new parents, and you new kids, you ain't gonna see your little teammates in a while. And you're going to have withdrawal. One thing we're going to try to do different this year is we're going to try to keep some engagement activities. Parents and kids will go to the bowling alley, things of that nature. But if I sum up the impact of the program and why people keep coming back and why people are here, there's a young man who's a super rookie. I was talking to his mom at a graduation party, and said, bring him out to the team. He came out for the team, ran like this, and took for a while to get him right. But let me tell you about this young man. We're down in Iowa. Now, he's not competing. He didn't come to the meet. And all of a sudden, he shows up at the hotel. I'm like, how'd you get here? You Uber down here or what? This young man wanted to be there so bad to support his team. Super rookie, only a few weeks in. But that just gives me a testimony of the impact in just a little short month and a half that Mr. Carlson, stand up, Mr. Carlson. He walked, the boy Ubered, walked, caught the train, caught the bus, and hitchhiked to Iowa just to be with his teammates. I don't know where he slept. But he was there supporting his team. Young man, that tells a lot about who you are. It tells a lot about the impact that we have. You got a seat, thank you very much. I don't know how you got back either, but you got back. But hey, young folks, we love you. We appreciate you. We'll do anything to help y'all succeed. So y'all just stay focused. Now it's time for the academic part. Handle your school business, because guess what? You can't get up on that board if you ain't got the grades. You can't get up on that board if you're in school acting a fool, getting suspended, and so on and so forth. On the back of them hoodies, can you show me the back of that hoodie, please? Can you show Ian, stand up and show us the back of that.
Don't worry about that. Show us, now stand up, young man. Stand up, show us the back. Show us the back. Leave all that alone. Show us the back. You about to get fired again. Let's go. Help him out, Steve. Hey, we determined to succeed. If you ain't determined to succeed, you're in the wrong program. And we take that to heart. We don't put it on there for no reason. This is the goal. We charge all y'all to go to college, handle your academics, handle your social life, build on your confidence, and then be a leader. Hey, with that said, once again, we appreciate y'all. It's been a lot of fun.